Hey, what's up guys? Today in the shop we have a 2004 STI. We're gonna go around this car, show you guys what we're working with, and from there, I think collectively, we're gonna come up with a conclusion as to what we're actually gonna do with this car. All right, well, at a glance, this car looks pretty decent. We can tell it has definitely been repainted before. It's got some sort of scuff here, some painted over damage here. The bumper, for whatever reason, is not attached to the car. We've got no rust under the mirror, which is pretty rare, but instead we have it back here. We can tell here at the front of the rocker cap we do have some rust starting. As for the fender, hard to tell till we get the skirt off there. Then here at the back of the rocker we've definitely got some activity going on. We'll definitely, yeah, we were missing a good bit of the rocker there. Into the wheel arch here, we've got a good chunk kind of repelling. And another typical Subi rust spot there. Then moving up to the roof here, you can see at the back of the rear windshield here, we have quite a series of very large dents. Trunk and spoiler seem to look all right. The rear bumper does look pretty decent. Now over to the passenger side of the car here, it appears good. There's a rust bubble there, and then you can obviously tell this is filler. It's actually bubbling out everywhere here. So we'll zoom in. So rust. Feeling it, you can tell the rust is pushing the bodywork outward pretty bad. Little bit of wheel arch rust there, but otherwise, at least up to here, feels like metal. Now, one of my favorite things is paint on the trim. So I really enjoy that when I get to go and redo a car and then the trim that I take off already has paint on it. Over here on the front passenger, we got a decent dent there. And then just in our lights here, we have decent lights in the shop. Again, I'm not sure if you guys can pick that up, but there's crazy mapping, crazy scratching under the base coat. There's actually bubbles here as well. Again, more scratching and stuff like that. The average Joe probably doesn't pick up a lot of stuff like this. I'll see if I can get you guys a sample here. So are you ready? Here we go. So see that? That is mapping. And there's nothing you can really do about it. All right, so from there, now we're gonna roll the car forward and put it up on the hoist, and for the first time, show you guys as well as me what the underside looks like, which initially is our main focus in this job, is rectifying the underside of the car. Now venturing under the car, we will start from the front and work our way back. It looks like at some point they put in a new U-frame. It is already starting to rust. Really is important to get your car rust-proofed before it is too late. For this car, it is definitely too late for any sort of oil coating to actually help anything that's going on here. This is pretty wild. That is the front subframe holding up the engine and the control arm. I want you guys to see that there. That is insane. There is like, you know, maybe 2 inches left of absolutely rotten steel before the motor and the control arm actually fall off of this car. Is just an incredibly dry, rotten car. But it does have white line stuff. You can see the seams in the overlapping pieces of sheet metal there are all swelling with rust. Our trans brace looks kind of like a fossil there. Our front passenger rocker is a big gaping hole. And then our whole pinch weld is incredibly swollen. So I mean, you can't really wire wheel that and make it become good. It kind of needs to be replaced. And into the back of this rocker, you can see again, massive holes here. Even the unibody is very, very crusty. Getting into actually servicing this car, most of these, if not all of them, would likely just snap in the frame. Then into the rear passenger here, again, a almost fossilized looking set of rear subframe and control arms, incredibly rusty. But they have not got to the point of perforation yet, but they're certainly ugly. Into our frame there, it is swelling and popping with rust, as well into the rear apron. Then our bumper beam as well is more scale than beam. And I can only imagine above the charcoal canister there, as well as our actual rear trunk apron to the tire well is almost about to separate. I imagine it's probably full of water in there or something. That Jesus bolt definitely looks like it needs Jesus. That is not coming out. And then here we are in the rear driver. You can see how severe the rust is on the inside of the rockers, as well as at the diff transom mount there. It is completely exposed. Up further into our unibody frame, again, incredibly scaly. Moving back into the floor here, you can see all the sheet metal is starting to peel up with swollen rust. This section does not look like it would pass the hammer test, no way. And continuing on with incredibly swollen pinch welds. Now up into the front driver rocker, again, incredibly rusty. And then into the front wing as well. I feel like that would likely not pass the hammer test. So originally the idea with this car, this is the first time I've seen it in person, on the top and the bottom. Prior I was sent some pictures of this car from underneath. I don't know if the owner himself fully knew the scale of how bad this car actually is underneath. With that being said, I think at this point, and what I believe was the owner's goal with this car, was that we thought the body was mint and we wanted to catch up on the underside, drop all the components, powder coat them all, put in new bushings, and do a black bed liner underneath to make the car look really good. I feel like at this point, it would be cheaper to go and buy a Southern car or something like that that is already mint. Because by the time you go and do the underside, which is massive, like it's easily an extra 150 plus hours on top of what I originally anticipated for the underside, and then go into catching up the top side of the car, you are easily at the point of buying the utmost mint GD STI off Cars and Bids, Bring a Trailer, or whatever, something like that. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I may follow up in the end of this video once I talk to the client about what I'm actually seeing with the car and more or less what they were expecting in return, because I feel like I kind of was at a different expectation for the car versus possibly where they are at. So we'll end there for the moment, guys, and maybe see you later.